A one, two, three. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the Zillion Podcast, where we talk about fantasy, family, and freedom. And if you're new, subscribe and like and share and everything, especially if you like this stuff. I talk about a lot of things, but mostly I talk about the 3Fs, man. Fantasy, like fantasy movies and stuff, fantasy cartoons, books, mainly books, worlds, all that good stuff. I love fantasy, man. Don't you love fantasy? Big stuff, man. Big stuff out there. Okay, listen. What other fantasy out there, all right, and family content out there is bigger than Disney, okay? It's not, it used to be about the family, but it's not about the family anymore. It's different now. It's a different kind of family. I said too much. We also talk about freedom here, okay? And looks like Disney freed themselves of a lot of employees because they decided to do what I predicted many, many years ago, okay? I think it was 2018, one of the first videos I put out there. I said, yeah, if Marvel keeps putting out woke books, Disney's eventually going to just, absorb them. And guess what happened? The day finally arrived, man. It finally came. It took a while, of course, with all things take time for it to happen, especially with a big mega corporation like Disney. Maybe I should start calling them Disney. But it happened, it came and it happened. By the way, I hope you like this new setup. I'm just kind of playing around with stuff. Took a little bit of the cash, but it came through. It came through. It looks good. Thank you to the donors. If you want to see the show keep improving, donate to the show. Hopefully this thing doesn't crash. We'll find out. Yesterday's video, was it yesterday or was it Saturday? Saturday's video I put out was kind of wild because the thing fell apart at the end. I was like, oh yeah, perfect. Everything came together nicely. We'll talk about that in a stream. I'll do a stream at some point. Or maybe I'll have already done a stream. I'm not even sure. Anyways, if I did already do a stream, check out the stream. Click on the lives section on the channel and you'll find it. Anyways, back to this. So Marvel employees are now in disarray. 7,000 employees have been terminated, laid off. Let's just say laid off, have been let go, including Ike Perlmutter, who was the chairman of Marvel Entertainment. By the way, I don't want to brag, I don't want to gloat or anything like that, but at the very end of the article here, and I'll put the link in the description, of course, archived from New York Times. I shouldn't probably say where it's from. Yeah, you already know where it's from. You could tell by the font. It's New York Times. They always have that kind of font headline. The thing is, at the very bottom, they mention one of the biggest things I knew was gonna end Disney, or rather the Marvel section of Disney, was those stupid NFTs that they were putting out. The not the NFTs themselves necessarily, but the metaverse project they had. So they had an NFT project, but they had this, weird backdoor metaverse thing that they wanted to implement where you buy NFTs in their metaverse. I knew that was going to be a disaster because, first of all, you don't have real developers doing this stuff, okay? You guys are buying who you can get. The rest of the marketplace when it comes to crypto is already paid for. The people have all the money they want, okay? Most developers in crypto, they're doing well. They're loaded, okay? It's crypto. What do you expect? And at the end of the day, what do you have to offer other than or Disney? And most people don't like Disney. Let's be honest. When it comes to employment, most people know there is no freedom under the mouse, okay? The mouse gives no freedoms. And I'm not trying to be like anti-Disney or anything like that. I'm just telling you what it is. That's just who they are. They don't allow that kind of environment. They don't foster that kind of environment. So you just have to be okay with that if you choose to work there. It's just too many people have said we don't have that much freedom. It's too much. It's too much. Anyways, back to the news story. In this article, they talk about how Mike. I want to call him Mike, but he's Ike. Ike has had a lot of issues as far as likability. People don't like him. He's notorious for being a cheap, boss. That's just the rumor. I don't know if that's true, but enough people have said it that it's like starting to kind of coincide with reality. You know what I mean? If more than 100 people say the same thing, it's starting to get kind of gray. I'm not saying it's necessarily going to be true. I'm just saying it's getting kind of it's a tough look. It's a bad look. Okay. Also in the article, they did mention he was told over the phone that he would be basically terminated, and he was not immediately available for comment. Of course, I mean, when you're terminated, you're not gonna want to talk about it for the most part, unless you have real grievances that you want to like put air out. Dan Buckley will be remaining, and I think Kevin Feige as well. Yeah, that's right. There you go. That's the part I wanted to focus on. And at the end of the day, what this taught me was a few things. One, listen to the people who tell you, hey, listen, we don't like the products you're putting out there. We're longtime buyers of your product. We're just trying to help. We're just trying to help you. People who actually are passionate about your product, and they tell you, and they're the all-American people who've always told you, hey, listen, we love this, we love that, we love this, but whatever. And now they're telling you, hey, listen, we don't like this thing, whatever the product that you're putting out there, you might want to listen to them. You just might want to listen to them. That's the big lesson here, And again, that's not saying Disney overstretched. They did make a lot of big mistakes, and a lot of bad business decisions. But it's Disney. You have a lot of leeway to make bad business decisions. Let's be honest. When you have that much money that Disney has, you can kind of get away with a few decisions here and there that are bad. You can kind of make a few mistakes here and there. That's business. You're gonna make mistakes. It happens. That's just part of the game. If you're not prepared to make a mistake, then don't play the game. You know what I mean? That's just life. But again, there is a line you don't cross, and one of the lines you don't cross is you have to be, you have to cater to the audience that you fostered. The audience you fostered, you should probably keep making the content they like and enjoy and they're willing to pay for. Otherwise, you're liable to lose them, and if you lose them, then who else do you have, right? You just have to think, use your brain. That's just life. I think it's a very good lesson for people who are creating new content, who want to make stuff that that the audience that's been begging for it, basically. Like if you're making something and you're trying to make something that people like and enjoy, this is a great opportunity. I think this is a giant white pill. Make something good that people enjoy. You're gonna find everything you want. You're gonna find everything you want as far as like audience feedback, because we have the internet now. You have other people who will, willfully are willing to like tell you what they think. I think it's gonna be very interesting now to see who comes out on top in this day and age. Now, obviously, for movies, that's not gonna be the case. These guys are the biggest game in town. But for books, comic books, and stuff like that, the world is your oyster. I mean, look what happened with manga. Let's just open our eyes and be honest with ourselves. In this world, now you have people from across the ocean making content that the kids here resonate with. There's a reason for that. That's not a mistake. That's not an accident. So, anyways, I thought it was very funny. I'll read you the quote that made me smile. Shutting down the nascent metaverse effort was notable because the division had been created with fanfare by Bob Chapek, who was fired in November as Disney's chief executive. Mr. Iger came out of retirement to retake the company's reins. I just thought it was funny that a lot of people thought, this was a kind of the end times for Disney. When I sat there and I looked at it and I said, no, this is like Disney kind of going backwards, like doing the undo button, going back a couple of times. For me, I think it's over for Marvel, as far as Marvel as a entity that you can buy books from and it's going to be high quality. That era is dead. Now, before there was hope. There was some sort of hope that they could restructure and change things. Now there is no hope, right? There's a difference. There's hope and then there's no hope. There is no hope for them at this point in juncture because now Disney's going to be even more cheap with it. That's just who they are. They're notoriously cheap. They're going to pull back and they're going to streamline everything. And now everything's going to be more about the movies, and it's going to be more of what you didn't like before. So if you thought, woke stuff is over, I have news for you. When I say it's over, I meant it's over in the other direction. It's gonna be even worse. It's over as far as what we thought we could see, come out of Marvel. That's what I mean by that. And it's okay, nothing wrong with that, because at the end of the day, guess what? We have a lot of independent people making great stuff out there. Now is the new era of being able to walk away, make your thing, enjoy new things that are out there, independent stuff out there. There's so many comics now people are making. You can find something if you really want that. That comic book superhero fix. One Punch Man right there, boom, right out the gate. You can go read One Punch Man right now, and you will love it. I have not heard somebody read One Punch Man and tell me they hate it. I haven't heard it. I'll be surprised. I'll be very surprised. But yeah, that's about it for now. Let me know what you think, though. That's what I want to know. What do you think, guys? Do you think that Marvel will Entertainment, as far as since they're gone, do you think that they're gonna come back as far as content-wise? Do you think the content's gonna improve? Do you think? Do you think? I say that with the laughter, but I mean it. Like, do you think it's gonna come back as far as like what their heyday used to be, or do you think it's just RIP over and it's time to move forward? Let me know what you think. I'm very open-minded, and I can be convinced. And thank you. Have a great day, guys. Peace.